What's going on, JW Faction? My name is Joshua Williamson. So for this whole video recipe, I'm going to show you how to make salted caramel brownies. Very easy to make, don't take that much time, and they taste amazing. So let's get started. So to start this recipe off, in this bowl, I have 8 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips. What I'm going to do is put these in the microwave for 30 seconds, give it a stir, and repeat that process until the chocolate is melted. Alright, so after the chocolate is now nice and melted, let it come to room temperature before we do anything else with it. Then get 11 ounces of caramel chews, or in my case, caramel bits, and pour in 3.5 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream to that, and put this in the microwave for 30 seconds, give it a stir, and repeat that process until the caramel is melted and everything is combined. Now, the heavy cream is very important because if you were just melt the caramel bits like they are without any heavy whipping cream, over time, it will just become very, very hard and brittle while it's sitting out, and the heavy cream will keep it from doing that. It will keep it nice and creamy. After that's melted, same deal with the chocolate, let it come to room temperature. Alright, so for the next step, in a stand mixer, I have 1.5 cups of melted butter. To that, I'm going to add 2.5 cups of white sugar. And using the whisk attachment, mix this all together until it's well combined and it forms a silky texture. After that's done, what you want to do now is add 4 eggs. And about 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Then beat this for about 10 minutes or until, the eggs are whipped enough to where they form a really pale and light consistency. Then after that's done, you want to add that chocolate that you melted earlier. Again, make sure that it's room temperature. And beat that in until it's combined. Then what you want to do is add 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, half of a cup of cocoa powder, and finally 2 teaspoons of salt. Then gently fold all the ingredients in until everything is just combined. You don't want to overmix this. Next, get a 9x13-inch baking tray lined with parchment paper and pour only half right now, of that batter in there. Then spread it to all of the edges and corners. Then pour that caramel that you melted and that heavy cream, all of it, all over the batter. Spread it all over the top. It may not seem like a lot of caramel right now, but don't worry, we will add more later. But anyways, you want to pour the remaining amount of batter you had all over that. Then the same ordeal, we just spread it all over the top. Then put this in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for about 25 to 30 minutes. Alright, so this is what the brownies should look like when they're done baking. Now I underestimated my time a little bit, so they actually took about 50 minutes for me to get them done. But anyways, what you want to do is make another batch of that melted caramel, the caramel chews and the heavy cream like I did before, and then pour it all over the top of the brownies. And spread it all over the top. Make sure it's covering every single edge of the brownie. Now, because it's salted caramel, I'm of course going to sprinkle some coarse kosher salt all over the top of these brownies. Now, if you're not like me and you don't like salted caramel, I love salted caramel, you could just leave this coarse salt out of this recipe. You could just make these regular caramel brownies, but you know me, I love salted caramel, so this is what I'm doing. And after this, you want to let this cool down for at least an hour before cutting them into slices, and after that's done, I'll do that and I'll show these off for presentation. Alright, our salted caramel brownies are done, and take a look at this. When you see the caramel on top right here, but you can see on this little edge piece the caramel that's like right here. You'll see it better in the center of these brownies more when you get a centerpiece, but the centerpieces aren't quite cold enough for me to pick up, so this is what I'm showing you off. But like I said, these are really easy, they don't take that much time, and they taste amazing. These are one of my favorite brownies I've ever made, and I really hope you try them. But if you do, leave in the comment section down below and tell me what you thought, whether you liked it or you hated it. If you liked this video, thumb up, hate this video, thumb down, and be sure to subscribe to become a member of the JW Faction on a journey to 10,000 subscribers. See you later.